Don't give your strength away. I repeat, do not give your strength away. Now, not everyone's the same. Okay, I've kind of said this over and over again in some of my other videos, is that we're all basically an absolute makeup, a compilation of so much that took place in our life. Whatever we have learned throughout our life, we will do. It's like second nature. It is second nature, actually. The Bible says, "Don't give your strength to women." Now, I'm just gonna say too. I mean, whether it be a man or a woman, don't give your strength away to just anybody. And as a matter of fact, you are really not be giving your strength away to anyone. When you go to do your work, a job, for instance, you're going into a situation that's called a trade-in platform. You're going to do a trade, right? And you're expected to give your strength to a certain degree, not to the point that the ambulance comes along and takes you away, right? That's slavery. And you should expect a good wage, dependent upon how much you believe you're worth. And that has a lot to do with studying and blah, 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 what kind of work you go into. When you're just in normal, everyday goings in life, going ons, when you hand your strength over to people, whether it be in the realm of they've put you under some kind of an expectation that you don't see, a friendship expectation, or an expectation they come with. And they're not gonna tell you this, right? When you put yourself to a place and you're made, whether it be something going on deep down inside, to feel good about giving away your strength, you are in so many ways deceived. Because the way that life, and you don't really want it to be like that. I should say, when I say life, I mean the goings ons with you and other people. The way it really works is that for the majority of times, it's going to be topsy-turvy. One person gives and the other one takes. And it's a blessed rarity, but it's a blessed good thing if you have people in your life that respect what you give and they also do it in return, right? That is not abnormal. That's normal. And that's the way it should be. If you catch yourself giving away too much, you have an area in your life that's abnormal. Okay? It will eventually, as time goes by, it will turn from abnormal to abuse. And when you're in the middle of it, because you're so accustomed to being used, it becomes second nature for you. And even though you may walk away, because within the cosmos of life, right, the goings ons of things we don't see, there's a certain amount of invisible principles that are resident in the atmosphere. This is God's stuff. Because it says he works justice, mercy, and righteousness upon the face of the earth, right? He's consistently letting his stuff go because this is his creation, so he's responsible for it, right? And he always wants to look down and see that it's good, because that's what he said at creation. It's good when he created everything. We as human beings have the ability to turn that good into something that's very displeasing to God, especially when we get used. Now, getting in the avenue of giving if you're a good guy, even with good women too, I'll put it that way. When the Bible says, do not give your strength to women, The very word has not to do with a man with his wife, or with ladies who are in distress, or where women did their part in the society and the community, and men did their part. They were stronger. They had their skills, and women had their skills. That's not what the Bible is talking about. The way Solomon was kind of going along with a lot of this, when he said, "Don't give your strength to women," he's talking about don't give your strength away to the women who are basically have a bad name. And the very word women he would have used was probably has to do with a woman who's can be corrected, self-righteous, a woman who is in many ways uses her womanly skills to pretend that she is the damsel in distress when she's really just the damned in distress, right? And she will cause you to be very distressed. And I've seen this. Okay. And I've seen also with guys. So I'm going to get on to about ladies, women who are not really nice, is that you could really go out of your way and do something nice for this person. I went to help this person get a part for their house, right? And even when we were there, I let them know that I have some time in the afternoon that I need to get some stuff done, and so on and so forth. When we arrived, I found the part for this person on a buy and sell platform, right? When we got there, she basically carried on a conversation with the seller whilst I'm standing there waiting for her. She turned around quick for a second there, and she totally ignored me. And it is to the level of such rude and an ignorant person to do something like that. Now, it didn't stop there. See, I've been trained by my mother, and I've been trained to basically be the kind of guy who is like, see niceness as a slave, right? And we do get our training. We get trained very well too in our life, by the way. Now, she learned that, right? So I give her that. You can forgive, right? But it leaves imprints inside of your inner sanctum, right? So you go on through your life and you find yourself doing the being used with a natural, habitual way. You become a professional at being used, right? When we got back, and I mentioned, and I shouldn't have, by the way, when you do something for somebody, be very aware, because they don't tell you their full on expectations, especially when they give you the impression they do it. Like I said, I really think a lot of communication are invisible. So much that is not being said is what gets you to act. It's subconscious, some people call it communication. I ended up putting in the part for her, right? Because I apparently offered. And that's what she said to me after. Because it was going fine, but it went a little topsy-turvy with some of the stuff that still needed to be done. But it was not enough. She made sure that I was going to get it done, and get it done perfect. And I began to feel an invisible pressure being placed on me back of what I knew with my mother, right? And I began to become very obedient, silent submission, without realizing it. I had things to learn about myself, of course, with all this stuff. And when you give your strength away to a specific type of a woman, or even a man, right? They leave you with a very bad taste after it's been done, because it is always within the the larger scope of things, of society, of social dynamics, to always be helpful. It is a good thing, right? That's what makes society very healthy. But when that good thing is, it has really bad connotations whilst it's happening between the two people and the exchange that's going on, it's not helpful anymore. Or being helpful, it's being abused and taken advantage of. You will know the difference, and it's really hard because the people who seem to get the most help and are able to get the most help in life. And by the way it works in life, that the more dumbed down you are and more helpless you appear, the more you are apt to be helped because you've learned the art of manipulating people based upon the social etiquette of helpfulness. Who doesn't want to feel good when you help somebody? You feel good, you know? But people have learned the art of this and they use it to their advantage. You know, wherever you are, whatever you're doing in your life, if you're caught in whatever you're caught up into, the first step to know that your help is not uh, required and your help is not being helpful in any respect is when you have enough of an experience that when you have it happen again to you, you're at the first onset of it happening, you'll get a bad taste in your mouth. And I'm not talking literally, it's a term, but you will begin to feel off. You will know that with it comes hidden expectations, ingratitude, a person who is entitled to you. You are not only a living being to that other person, you're a living resource. You're like a tool that it can pick up and put back down as they seem fit. And you're in their toolbox. Wherever you go in your life, you wear invisible attributes that people see. They don't see with their naked eye, but they see. And they square you up even before you want to be, even though you're kind of going through your life. And a lot of times we're not really well aware of the messages we're putting out there. And that's where growth comes in, where you've been to really grow in your life. That you really have to get inside after it happens way too many times and start to figure out what is triggering my willingness to be so ridiculously helpful. And I'm just going to leave you with that. And it's an inner searching, but it's a good search because you can waste your time, you can waste your years, and it is not saintly. I don't care how much of a Christian you think you are or a good person. It is not saintly and it's not helpful. Some of the best help can give anybody is to simply say no. All right. Have a good day. Do like and subscribe. Thank you.